All right, so today we're going to be taking a look at the 1080p home theater system, or projector is what we would call it today. So I have the projector right here, and it's a really nice, small, compact projector, and there's a lot of different options that we have with the projector, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the options back up here on the screen. Now, what I do want to point out first and foremost is that it is noon. We're right in the middle of the day. The sun is high right now, and this is the picture that we get. And so the lumens on this projector is high enough that you are able to use this pretty much any time of the day. Now, we do have blackout curtains, but there's still a lot of light that's getting into this room, but it's not affecting the picture that we're receiving from the projector. Now, on the projector, some of the things that we have here is the power cord, of course. The fan is running on the inside because we do have a fire that is going on right behind the projector, so it's awful warm in here. Over here on this side, we do have some places for an auxiliary cable, a USB-A port, an HDMI port if you wanted to connect that to your laptop, and then another USB-A port. And then up here on top is where we are going to focus with this wheel right here. You do also get an HDMI cable if you wanted to connect that to your laptop. We're not going to be doing that today. We're actually going to be screen mirroring today because it does have a Wi-Fi connection, so we can connect it to our phone and we can project whatever we're watching on our phone up on the screen, which is super handy. You also have some AV cables, and then it is also Bluetooth. So what we're going to look at today is the screen mirror feature, and we're also going to look at the Bluetooth feature so that you can get an idea of what the audio sounds like. Now, I would highly recommend for the audio connecting an external speaker just so you get a better surround sound. Now, it does say that it has surround sound in it, but again, I would go ahead and connect it to another speaker. I do have a sound bar up where my TV usually goes. That sound bar is not connecting to the projector itself for one reason or another. I don't know. I can't get it to connect to my TV either, so I don't have an external sound source, so we're just going to be using the sound that comes from the projector. You do all the functions that I'm going to show you right now through the remote control are available on top of the projector as well. Now, the remote control takes two AAA batteries, which are not included. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the remote, show you all the features that are available. And so we're going to go to the home screen first. By the way, the infrared eye is on the front of the projector. So on the home screen, up in the top left, we can go to our wallpaper and change our wallpaper if we want to. We got support questions. We can come down and we can do the Apple mirroring. We can do the iOS mirroring through Wi-Fi. We can do Android mirroring, and that's what we're going to do here in just a minute. We can change our signal source from Wi-Fi to the laptop, HDMI, USB-A, whatever your source is for the projector. You can change that right there, and then you can also go into the settings, and that's where we're going to go first, is check out some of these settings so that you can see how you can personalize this projector. So first, your projection settings. This is a very important setting right here. You got your projection mode, which is going to come from the front. You can also, if you had it mounted to a ceiling, you would be able to change that projection mode and flip your picture if you were, again, coming from the ceiling. You got your zoom in and your zoom out. Notice that number is on 82, and I did that because my projection was way wider than my wall, and so I zoomed that in just a little bit. You got your keystone correction and your vertical correction and horizontal correction. You can also see those numbers are changed because when I was projecting up at an angle, I was getting a wrong keystone. And I'll show you what that keystone is here in just a second. You can do the horizontal correction, corner correction, and then you can reset all of those keystone numbers. Watch this. So when I reset it, this is what I get. Now I can go back into these settings here and I can change all of them so that it fits on my wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is this zoom in, zoom out, and I'm going to bring it into my wall space so that I can see the entire picture. Then I'm going to come down here to the vertical correction, and I'm going to start giving that some changes here. You can see that begin to flatten out a little bit, square up some. and that looks a whole lot better. I know it was on 16 last time. It looks really good on 18. I can do a horizontal correction as well. I'll show you what that looks like if I needed to turn it. If I was on a curved wall, you can see how that turns just a little bit. And then the corner correction I don't need to do because I feel like I'm squared up pretty good right now. So we'll just leave it how it is. I could change, the corners seem to be off just a little bit, but it's good enough for a movie. Or back into our settings, this is where you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi, that's where you're going to connect to your Bluetooth, and it's going to connect just like any other Bluetooth device connects. You're just going to look for the F410 and connect it to your projector. Other settings that we have here is just some of the technical stuff that you may want to get into, you may not want to get into, completely up to you. This is where you can change the timing of your screensaver, the timeout to shut down for your projector, language settings, and then restore to factory. Back on our home screen, what we want to go into now is the Android mirroring. And so I'm just going to grab my S23, and these are real easy to mirror. So what I'm going to do on my phone is I'm going to drag down one time, and then I'm going to raise up just a little bit, and down here in the lower left I have a box that says Smart View. So I'm going to click that box, and then you can see I've got the option here to connect to the F410_4207, which is my projector here, and I'm going to start mirroring that now so that you can see what that looks like. And there is my screen. And when I get on my screen, I can either do my vertical, I can change it to horizontal as well if I was watching a movie. So we're going to jump into a YouTube video just so that you can see and so that you can hear the audio coming from the projector.
Monday yet again.
Okay, so that's a really good picture, and I got my volume control on the remote control, so we're going to go ahead, and I am at 100% already. So, just to give you an idea, it's very difficult to hear if there was any other distractions that were going on in the room. I think of an evening having a family movie night, this would probably be okay. But again, this is why I would connect it to an external speaker, just so that I can amplify the audio. Now, I'm not able to change any of that right now because I'm maxed out and I'm not able to connect to my sound bar for some reason. Now, next thing we want to do here is we want to go ahead and disconnect from this and show you what the Bluetooth is like and give you an idea of the audio. So now that I am connected, as you can see that I'm connected here, and then we're going to bring some music up for you. And while music is playing through the projector, I can turn that screen off to save my bulb if I wanted to. So there's my audio coming from my phone. I can change the audio volume with my phone. I can turn it down and I can turn it up. I can also use the remote control to change it as well. And then we can turn that back up. So you have a lot of different options that are available on this projector. I really like this projector. I like the idea of being middle of the afternoon, still having quite a bit of light in the room, and the lumens being bright enough that I can see the screen and not have to worry about that. And so, you know, if you are looking for a home theater system, and you do have an external speaker that you can connect to this, it does have an auxiliary port that you can plug a speaker into if you wanted to, or it does have that Bluetooth option so that you can connect it to a sound bar or a woofer or whatever you want to connect that to. It's a really nice projector, small, compact, going to be easy to store, and it's also going to be easy to set up. It's really, literally ready to go right out of the box. Is this one that I would recommend? It is, however, I would only recommend it if I had an external speaker that I could connect it to so that I can amplify that audio. I can give it a little bit more bass, a little bit more treble, and adjust those and adjust the amplifier and have a better sound quality.